Hello everyone, welcome to Coder Corner. I'm your host Harish. So in this video we are going to see two fundamental concepts of any programming. So that is conditional statements and loops. So in the loops we are going to discuss about for and while loop. In the conditional statements we will be discussing on if and else statements. So by end of this video you'll be understanding the basics of these two concepts, which will be applicable for any given programming languages. So let's get into the video. So first of all, we will be looking into conditional statements, that is if and else conditions. So yeah, let's get with it. Let's give a age something like 18, and we'll make a if condition where if age is greater than or equal to 18, let it print, run it. So it's eligible to vote. So what happens if I want to give else statement? That is a default case where this statement fails. Like whatever the condition we are giving, age greater than or equal to 18, that statement fails. It should give some value, right? So in such situations, we will give an else condition where it will go for a default if the above statement, if condition is failing. We can make it as such that for this statement we can check with an age below 18. Let's run it. Not eligible to vote. You can see it if and else statement how it is being used, and we can have a further if else statements like else if, something like that in between. But let's run this and check for this first one value. For sixth one, not eligible to vote or marry. So let me go for a guy who with the age of 20. Will it work? Not eligible to vote but not marry. So the first condition is working. So let me go for something like 25. Again, eligible to vote. Oh, so this one is a flaw. So let us rearrange this. So let us check this condition again. So eligible to vote and marriage. Let's go back to the same story. Let's make it as 20. Eligible to vote but not marry. Below 18, something like that we'll say. So it's eligible, not eligible to vote or marry. I think this is working fine now. So we got to have a if, else if and else condition. So let's go to the next section now, that is loops. So first thing we will be looking into is for loops, which is a very famous for looping. So for I in range, say 5. So actually looping in the lists is a very big concept. I will make a separate video regarding it. So but we'll go for a general understanding of the for loops here. So for I in the range of 5, in a sense like for a range of 5, that is 1 2 3 4 5, we will have I value getting incremented. So it is 0 to 4. So we can print something like hello. I know it's really stupid, but yeah, that works fine. So it should be printing 5 times. You can see we have 5 times hello being printed. So a for loop is good for what is it like, in order to loop or iterate through a given statement, or we want to loop it again and again n number of times. So let us say like I want to repeat a certain task for n number of times. So then we will go with for loop. So run a for loop, you check for the value of each index and until you find the value which you are interested in. So in that case this for loop is very useful. And the next one is actually while loop. While loop is something which doesn't break until specific condition is failing. Let us create a count variable. Basically let us make it as 1, and we can run a while loop. While count is, so we have to increment this whatever this count variable is. We can do write any increment in two ways. Let us select we will write count is equal to count plus 1. In whatever the actual value is, count here is like 1. So we are adding 1 to the count and the actual new count value becomes 2. So this cycle repeats until the value actually breaks through 5, where this whole loop will stop. Or we can write in another way this same thing, that is, this is the most common way people use. So plus equal to 1, in a sense like we are actually adding 1 to the same variable. let us my bad. I gave the wrong statement. We have this hello everyone printing almost 5 times because that's the value we are given until it turns true. I think this will give a gist of understanding the basics of loops, that is a for loop and while loop. For the for loop, I will go very brief in terms of iteration. For loop has a very good role in iterations. Let us say it's a dictionaries or lists or tuple, whatever it is. For loop is very useful in iteration, so we will have a deeper understanding and discussion on it in a separate video. So while loop is good in case like statemental, like we can run it for infinite, like until, for example, let's say like the user is giving an input, so there we are giving expecting to accept only specific data type of statements. Let us say like you are asking an age and the age should be in integers, but what happens if the user gives in string? You don't want to accept it, so you'll make a if condition, check it. If it is a integer value, then you break the statement. Else if what you'll do, you'll continue to loop until the user gives it. So in such scenarios, we are not sure like how many times we have to loop it. Sometimes it could be only once, sometimes it could be 10 times or whatever. So in such scenarios, while loop is useful. So that's all the basics. If you have any questions or queries, please do comment in the below section, and we will meet in the next video.